And if you're a reporter and you hear that the town hall is being raided, maybe your mind goes to corruption or graft or some kind of small-town embezzlement scheme. These things happen at all levels of government. But that wasn't what this was. This was something weirder.
West Michigan Township now part of a statewide investigation. Sources tell News 8 that Michigan State Police raided Irving Township Hall in Berry County this past Friday.
This after someone was allegedly given improper access to voting machines.
The investigation started here in Roscommon County. Michigan State Police say there, a third party allegedly was given unauthorized access to voter tabulation machines and data drives. State Police confirmed that investigation has since spread to several other counties in the state, but would not explicitly confirm if Irving Township in Berry County was on that list. However, News 8 sources say Irving Township Hall was raided Friday as a part of that investigation.
State police raided the town hall, investigating whether someone was given unauthorized access to voting machines. The township supervisor later confirmed that state police seized a voting tabulator in the raid. And notice the way the alleged crime here was described. It's not that someone broke in to get at the voting machines and the data drives. It's that someone not authorized to have access to that stuff was allegedly given access. And what takes this story from being just a weird story of local interest to folks in Western Michigan to being a story of national importance is the fact that what I just described to you is happening all over the country. In Surry County, North Carolina, a local Republican Party leader allegedly threatened to get a county elections director fired unless she helped him gain illegal access to voting equipment. In Lake County, Ohio, the FBI is investigating an attempted breach of the election system from the office of a local Republican commissioner on primary election day last year. In Colorado, a local Republican clerk was indicted on charges that she let an unauthorized person mess with election equipment that she was supposed to be protecting. Elsewhere in Michigan, 3 men gained access to and disassembled a voting machine after pretending to be from a fictitious government agency. A local Republican activist was arrested in that scheme. As of late last month, Reuters counted 8 known incidents of unauthorized access or attempted unauthorized access to voting systems in 5 states since the 2020 election. Reuters reported, quote, all involved local Republican office holders or party activists who advanced Donald Trump's stolen election falsehoods or conspiracy theories about rigged voting machines. And today, the Washington Post reports on yet another alleged breach. A former election supervisor in rural Coffee County, Georgia, tells the Washington Post that when she was in that elections post in the weeks after Donald Trump's loss in 2020, she let a bunch of election deniers poke around inside the county's election equipment because she hoped they could prove the election was rigged and that Joe Biden hadn't actually won. Never mind that Donald Trump won her county by 40 points. She told the Post that she was, quote, unaware of guidance the Georgia Secretary of State's office had sent to county election administrators, saying that voting equipment and software must not be released to the public absent a court order. And she questioned why access should be so restricted. She said, quote, I don't see why anything that is dealing with elections is not open to the public, end quote. It's kind of odd, right? Folks who are so concerned that people supposedly messed with election equipment to rig the last election now seem totally unfazed by the idea of random people walking in off the street and messing with election equipment. But in addition to that cheerful confession from the former election supervisor, the Post also obtained audio of the election denier that she says she allowed to access the equipment. He owns a bail bonds business, and business must be booming because in this phone conversation, the Post obtained a recording of. The bail bonds guy says he chartered a plane to fly a crack team of election investigators to Coffee County, Georgia.
I'm the guy that chartered the jet to go down to Coffee County to have them inspect all of those computers, and I've heard 0. Okay? I went down there, we scanned every freaking ballot. They sent their team down to Coffee County, Georgia, and they scanned all the equipment, imaged all the hard drives, that scanned every single ballot, you know, absentee in person, and absentee by mail, and have gotten no feedback.
They imaged the hard drives?
Yes.
How in the world did you get permission to do that?
We basically had the entire elections committee there. Okay? And they said, we give you permission. Go for it.
Now, it is important to note here that the Georgia Secretary of State's office, which is investigating this situation, says so far they've found no evidence of a security breach. So it's possible that the bail bonds guy was exaggerating with what he and his ostensible team of investigators actually accomplished. But the fact remains that the local Republican election supervisor was an enthusiastic participant in this plan. She's one of many, many local Republican officials who are letting pro-Trump election deniers access sensitive election equipment, which is maybe the kind of behavior we ought to expect from Republican election officials in the current Republican Party, because the big lie about the 2020 election is now the foundational principle for Republican candidates up and down the ballot.